coastal towns, wineries, 2 national lakeshores, and fudge. RVing Michigan. Welcome back. We're Guy and Roseanne, and this is Amore Van. Recently, we finished up a fantastic trip along Michigan's 2 amazing lakeshores, Lake Michigan and Lake Superior. We're from New Jersey, so naturally when we think about the coast, we normally think of the Atlantic shoreline. We had no idea how spectacular Michigan's lakeshores are, but we sure found out.
Now you may have noticed that we have some fudge in front of us. One of the stops we're going to tell you about is Mackinac Island, and one of the things, among others, that they are famous for is their fudge. There are several competing fudge stores on the island. We've got 3 of them here. So, while you watch our video, we're going to taste test. Watch till the end and see which one we pick as the best. Enjoy.
Talk amongst yourself. We started by heading for the coastal town of South Haven on the southwest shores of Lake Michigan. This is a classic summer beach town, home to high-end summer houses, fabulous boats and yachts, and expansive soft sand beaches. Although it was early season, the beaches had plenty of visitors. Our camp for the night in the area was Covert Park Beach and Campground. This was a small wooded campground with nice facilities and a short path leading directly to Lake Michigan.
Next, we were off to the town of Fennville for a winery visit. This area of Michigan is loaded with wineries, so a person on a wine tour could spend many happy days here. We chose to stay at a wonderful harvest host, Fenn Valley Vineyards. We were given a spot on the lawn under a shade tree next to the grapevines, where we enjoyed some of their delicious sangria and charcuterie while listening to live music. What a great spot!
Next, it was back to the coast and the historic lumbering port of Manistee, built where the Manistee River meets the lake. A stroll along the quiet river walk takes you to the mouth of the river and the Manistee North Pierhead Lighthouse. Afterwards, we couldn't resist lunch and a pint at the very cool-looking TJ's Pub.
Next, we were off to one of our bucket list destinations, Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. Back in 2011, Good Morning America conducted a nationwide search for America's most beautiful places, and Sleeping Bear Dunes grabbed the top honors. So, we had to see it for ourselves. It most definitely did not disappoint. For our first 3 days at the park, we chose the more primitive of the park's 2 campgrounds, DH Day. This campground is strictly tents and small rigs. No hookups or showers, only pit toilets. It's a beautiful, quiet wooded spot. A short path directly from our campground led to these crystal clear waters of Lake Michigan. A word to the wise: don't stray into the trees. Here you see some of the abundant poison ivy.
Now it was time to begin exploring this remarkable place, with its massive dunes hugging the lakeshore. We started here at the Sleeping Bear Point Trail in the park's northwest corner.
While camping at the park's northern end, we took the advice of one of the park rangers and did a day trip up to the fishing harbor town of Leland. For those interested, Leland is the departure port for the ferries to the Manitou Islands. But we came in search of Carlson's fishery and the lake treasures found within. The smoked whitefish, in particular, is not to be missed. We left fully stocked with enough supplies for several meals.
After 3 days at DH Day, we headed toward the park's southern end for a different campground, stopping along the way for some of Sleeping Bear's iconic sites. including the famous dune climb and the Pierce Stocking Scenic Drive, whose overlooks display these breathtaking vistas.
For our final 2 days at Sleeping Bear, we moved to the South End Campground, Platte River, with its amenities including electric plug-ins and hot showers. While the showers were welcome, we didn't much need the plug-in, as driving around the park had kept our lithium batteries well charged. A 1-mile hike from our campsite brought us to yet another great Lake Michigan beach. Finally, we couldn't leave Sleeping Bear without some s'mores, made with a shortcut twist.
Keebler Deluxe grams, coated with fudge. Skip a whole step.
Mom's a genius.
After leaving Sleeping Bear, we made a stop at another great harbor town, Traverse City, which sits at the base of the Grand Traverse Bay. As it happened to be Father's Day, we started with a visit to the town plaza for a yummy brunch and an equally yummy Bloody Mary. Traverse City's downtown is full of shops, eateries, and watering holes, the most unusual of which was Cherry Republic. Northern Michigan lays claim to being the cherry capital of the world, producing over 90,000 tons of cherries per year. Cherry Republic sells about everything you can think of made with cherries: wines, salsas, baking mixes, chocolate cherries, dried cherries, syrups, you name it, it's here.
With Amore stocked with some cherry treats, we headed north to the tip of the mitt, Mackinac City, located on the Straits of Mackinac, connecting Lake Michigan to its eastern neighbor, Lake Huron. Here, we stayed at the very nice local KOA, both because we needed their laundry room and because the ferry to Mackinac Island runs a free shuttle to and from the campground. The next morning, off to the island we went, with the ferry first taking us for a view of the famous 5-mile-long Mackinac Bridge. Being from New Jersey, we're just going to politely stay out of the debate as to which bridge, Mackinac or Verrazano, is the country's longest suspension bridge, which all comes down to how you measure.
Mackinac Island is truly unique. No motorized vehicles are permitted on the island. People get around either on horseback or in horse-drawn carriages or on bicycles. The main downtown harbor area is a collection of shops, eateries, and saloons, and, of course, dueling fudge makers we mentioned at the outset. The horse-drawn carriage tour really is a must-do. It takes you through the downtown and to the island's most iconic sites. These include the Grand Hotel and the hotel's carriage house, the Butterfly Conservancy, Arch Rock, and the Revolutionary-era Fort Mackinac, from which the view of the town and harbor is fantastic. When the tour is over and you've bought your fudge and any other souvenirs, cap it off with dinner at the very popular Pink Pony overlooking the harbor. All in all, a great day on a unique island.
The next morning, it was time for us to cross that Mackinac Bridge, leaving the mitt behind to cross to the Michigan Upper Peninsula, or as Michiganders call it, simply the UP. Here we would be visiting our final Michigan destination, Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, on the coast of Lake Superior. Superior is the world's largest freshwater lake. Some fun facts we learned about Superior: it holds more water than all 4 of the other Great Lakes combined, plus 3 extra Lake Eries. It contains enough water to fill a pool the size of the continental United States to a depth of 5 feet, or to cover all of North and South America under a foot of water.
No sooner had we arrived at Pictured Rock than we were met once again by dazzling beauty at the very first overlook. We camped at 12 Mile Beach, and a short walk from our campsite brought us to the beach and this view. and to the remarkably clear waters of Lake Superior. And at sunset, well, see for yourself. A nice hike the next day brought us to the lovely Miners Falls. The National Park Service advises that the best way to see pictured rock is from the water, and that's absolutely true, as we enjoyed the amazing pictured rock cruise. If you come here and don't take the cruise, you're really missing out on this extraordinary view of these pictured rock formations. Oh, you're back.
Oh, hi.
Well, Pictured Rocks was the last stop of our Michigan RV coastal tour. But now, what about the fudge? What'd you think?
It's all delicious. I think my favorite may have been maize.
All right. Well, I'm going with Murdoch's. A little bit creamier. But I think the real answer is do what we did and, buy all three and taste it yourself, because they're all great. Well, there you have it. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. As always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing to our channel to see all our past and future videos about our Class B Embassy RV and our travels in it. Until then, we'll see you next time.
We hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time here at Amore Van.